But we want to take you now to the Polokwane High Court. That's where the Vhavenda Royal case is currently underway. You might remember Princess Masindi Mphephu had been challenging her uncle for that throne. That's Prince Toni Mphe-Ramabulana. The litigation, insofar as that is concerned, is well underway. Let's listen.
It says that the tribe is resident in the Mpephu location, number 467, this area.
For number 467.
And he says that he is unable to trace this information in his file and requires it for the compilation of a district record. Then if you can turn to page 184. And the reply to that letter from the Secretary for Native Affairs is, with reference to your minute, number 13/10/4 of the 20th of May 1947, I have to inform you that the above named chief was appointed on the 10th of March 1925.
May 1940,
10th of March 1925.
And then I was born 91 March 1925.
And what we say on the basis of these letters and what we will argue at the end of the case, Mr. Mphephu, is that we can take it that King Mbulaheni George Mphephu's kingship or reign commenced on the 10th of March 1925.
Namusi uchite chale sange murabu na woripe unu ni ushimwari wo kumwari wa kumushina ni wa kamse butanzi bunji wo fona wo tiyo mutanya da na mutanya aba batisa raba chimwari yesu mutani ribara munanga kursi.
I will repeat again that this information that we have here is information that was compiled by the government. By the time the government representative comes to the family would have already chosen the king.
I hear you, Mr.
So if you can check here, this was a communication by the commissioners.
I hear you, Mr. Mphephu. The argument from the applicant at the end of the case will be that these dates are authoritative and they do tell us when the reign started. I've heard what your argument is in response.
Thank you.
But for the sake of getting through the cross-examination, I'm going to ask you to assume that the letters are correct and to assume that the 10th of March was the beginning of the reign.
I will not take that because it is not true. I will not assume that because it is not true.
Well, then it's going to be a slow process, but let's see how we go in trying to get through these documents.
Well, just before that, if you say this, the date referred to the effective date, the appointment of Mbulaheni as a chief, which effectively you can contest to what in your view is would be the correct date of assumption. this chief judge.
Zvino ngauri vakusumbedzisa mafunga uri aya maduva asi one uyanga havone kana uyanga hakutanzi kune vone vava nawo maduva avukuma ndi afio marugana na buhosi abukhosi bombulaini
atitova na maduva ane ndava nawo mara kutanzi mune ndativa one ndi yauri uchisadza ndira ye mutangano hunoni wava ngayo uchisara uchividzwa va vathu kunosvika ku 600 mamuri muhosi hova unovewa maduva asatu swika tovane atitotiva na zvorini mara zvifano vanga murau amaduva ano.
I do not have the precise dates. However, I know the process that at the time when they invited these 600 people, already the king would have already been chosen.
Okay. Yes. We will argue that the evidence points a different way and the letters are to be interpreted a different way, Mr. Mpephu, but let's see how we go. Notwithstanding your stance.
Udotate wa kofi maduva obewanga imwindira na tanzania kudiva kana kuchindira kwazo obewanga imwindira.
My colleague has drawn to my attention that you're standing. If you'd like to sit down, you're welcome to sit down, Mr. Mpephu.
Zvino mushumisa nana kana ni vakosedza kungolori bongo imanga mirenje ara kutokanira nzura kasi banga jema tu
ndidodzura zvozvino ndari kuita ndikona kuona document zvakuti
I will take a seat. I stood up because I just wanted to see the contents of the documents clearly.
Now, what I suggest to you is that that date of the 10th of March makes sense because it followed just over a month after the meeting of the 5th of February 1925.
Zvino zvinoda kwamba zvinenge zvori here dhuvana dzitenza machi liyapari ngauri lodanga murau hamutangano wewava wanenga dzi5 dzaFebruary 1925.
nne ndivona lilona lisafari ngauri auna vuhosi vona nga nangiwa nga dzikhadzi na makhotsi monene kunosvika 600 ndizve na rine zvithu zva vurime zvayomisiwa nge-ACA kuti hovo dzhenerana vathu vasiwana hapo vo sikonangiwa khosi hovo chikoitwa makungu amuvusa.
So to me it does not make sense because 600 uncles and aunts cannot gather to come and choose the king. That is the reason why our applications were, or our application was also dismissed at the SCE.
But why do you say reference to the king, to the king as the basis of protesting this date in circumstances where the letters of the commissioners refer to cost, not cost.
Zvino ndingani vone vachikuamba ngamafungo pakosi na mafungo anaya ene avuri upamba ngamaduva otiwawo rosedza na dzinyambedzano dzadzi commission vone vachi mamwalo apala achipamba achikori kosi isini kosi kuru.
Ndivona nga ndingandira ye vathu va muvuso va vachizvidziya ngawo hange mutani rine rivari kudiva nazvo riva rove yakosi kuru apa ndivonga kamutsi ndingandira izvi zvamwari wanga.
Well, I think it's because of how it was recorded, because in the family we refer to the kosi as kosi kuru.
As the court pleases. So, if the 10th of March 1925 was the beginning of King Mpulaheni George's reign, you will agree with me that his Zikiso wife should have been found for him and married after the 10th of March 1925, and the successor king should have been born after the 10th of March 1925.
Zvino arari unori ukufi vuhosi kana vukosi Mpulaheni votoma uvusanga dzi10 dza March zvipo amba uri mufumakadzi wadzikiswa vova voteya vowanelwa ene ngamurahu hadzi10 dza March, and then na mula ifa kana kosi leyo govewa ngamurahu hako kosi Mpulaheni ufanele va obheliwa ngamurahu hadzi10 dza March.
Zvine zvaone ndizvori kosi ichijenisiwa ndiyone ine yatova nadzikiso namufumakadzi wadzikiswa zvikosumbedza uri vomureni vore vachichenjwa kuwasi vayo vana mufumakadzi wadzikisa
vaya vavana mufumakadzi wadzikiso.
vaya vamari vamufumakadzi wadzikisa.
So now the truth is that when you are chosen as a king, you must have a Zekiso wife. So here it shows that when Chief Mrayeni was chosen, they also found him a Zekiso wife.
Yes, and the Zekiso wife is meant to be found, you said, after he becomes king, and his successor must be born after he becomes king.
Zvino bako uri mufumakadzi wadzikiso ukotoyowaniwa ngamurawo sibono bewamuhosi and then mutu ene avokubewa mulaifa kana udova ene inadobewa chiguroni musandavono dzana zviko amba uri udo oyo mutu uva mwana ene avo obebiwa ngamufumakadzi wadzikiso ngamurawo sibono bewa chiguroni. That is true.
Now, if you can please turn to page in that same bundle, Exhibit 1, Applicant's Trial Bundle, page 177. 177. It's also in that new bundle that we handed up this morning, Lord.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Mpephu, that is a death certificate which has been provided by King Patrick's wife, Brenda Ntanganedzeni Mpephu. And Lord, an application will be made in terms of the Law of Evidence Amendment Act for the admission of this and the other documents that we put before the court, which will include an affidavit by her. Confirming that it was provided to her, if my memory serves correctly, in 2004 by the authorities. Now, if we look at that death certificate, you will see it records his date of death as the 17th of April 1988. Not so?
It's 17 April
1988.
Yongwali wa duva le mutabu ba zama indalo one abuli 17 April 1988. Bakotenderana na rime.
Zvinenge zikotenderana nazo ndizwa number ya kukundaura.
Okay. I agree, however, I do not agree with the ID number.
With the what?
With the ID number.
ID number, yes. Well, the ID number gives in the first 6 blocks his date of birth, not so.
Jino bugundaula akalanika bloko za 6 zarati zotono iba ichikwamba ngamaduva amabiro amufu asijone. That is true.
And that would be the 4th of February 1925. Not so.
Ukwambo ofindi 4th of February 1925 asijone.
So kaka ewe funa yoba 1926.
It's incorrect. It was supposed to have been 1926.
Well, we will debate the matter from both perspectives. So bear with me. We'll start with this document, and I will come to your documents that your lawyer has provided, which do give a date of 1926.
Recabito ambanga mafunga utata ubebya montaku whenever 1926.
So if we look at this document, it does not give in the date of birth section any specific date. Not so.
Lady Narkomagana.
Are you referring to the very same document?
Yes, on page 177, where it says date of birth, nothing has been filled in there by the official.
Ane pala kasi ya darla 177 unachipinda ko una kufidu bala mabebo angwalo ufi au unachechi chongwalo au
na bona rotondela nori aya zvidanga zvitanuna zvitizo choma uko ukamboga madhuru amabebe.
Okay, you and I have agreed that on this first 6 blocks they want or they are referring to the date of birth.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then just above those empty blocks, it says there's 63 years. The official has written 63 years.
Okay. Jino hapa nani kaya jila nijidanga huko ana lafi unani limwa ya 63 furati round.
You see that?
Yes, I see that.
And if we do the sums, if we do the arithmetic, then if he was born on the 4th of February 1925 and he died on the 17th of April 1988, he would have been 63 years at the date of his death. Not so.
Jino ana ranga ita zimbaro or ana ranga on the 4th of February 1928. Baro wanga 17th of April 1988. Moga la chidoba bana niwa ya fura tiraro asijani. That is true.
Okay. Then, if you can turn to page 179. That is the front page of the Government Gazette notice. And if we then turn 2 pages ahead to page 180A, then we will see that that Government Gazette notice contains a number of liquidation and distribution accounts in deceased estates lying for inspection.
Eko uamba nga zitulu na zi akauntu za mutahabu.
Right, you're listening to the ongoing litigation around the kingship of the Vhavenda people, the battle of the throne, if you like. And currently on the stand is Prince Toni Mphe-Ramabulana. He, of course, is being challenged by his niece, Princess Masindi Mphephu, over this particular throne. The issue did land up in the Constitutional Court, which ruled on the constitutional issues, but it's been brought back to the High Court for it to, I suppose, discuss the other complexities around reconciling customary law with those constitutional mandates. And it's a painstakingly slow process, but that hasn't really deterred many people from this particular community, the Vhavenda people, from being present inside that courtroom to hear for themselves how all of this is likely to pan out. We'll keep a close eye and ear on those proceedings for you, and as soon as there's any other movement, we'll certainly bring that to you here on the SABC News Channel.